It's another time for Ayo from Classic Tutor, and in today's tutorial it's going to be a continuation of the course POL245, and in our retrospective class we've been discussing about great philosophers, political thinkers, and talking about the remaining two of them according to the material, as Karl Marx and Burke for today. Okay, this being said, let's just shoot into it. Okay, so we have POL215, and we'll be talking about Edmund Burke. Edmund Burke. Who is Edmund Burke, and what is his contribution to political thoughts? Okay, Edmund Edmund was born in Dublin. He was born in Dublin, all right? Dublin, Ireland, in January 1729. He received his university education at Trinity College in Dublin. Okay? At Trinity College, right there in Dublin. Then he proceeded to the Middle Temple at London to qualify for the bar. So he was a doctor of the law. Middle London to qualify for the bar. Okay. Now, he was a political conservative. Okay. He was a political conservative. Now, let's take that down. A political conservative. When we say political conservative, what are we talking about? It means, in essence, a political conservative is a philosopher, an individual that seeks to promote and preserve tradition, all right, custom and value. A cultural, social, and pole philosopher that promotes, okay, traditional institutions. Traditional institutions, culture, and values. Are we together? Okay. So that's who he was, a political conservative. Now, let's continue. It is said that conservatism began with Edmund. Okay? Although he was termed a liberal, pluralist, and progressive conservative by other scholars. So in essence, political conservative is believed to have started with Edmund Burke. Please note that. Began with Edmund Burke. Now let's continue. Edmund Burke died in July 1797. Are we together? Awesome. Now we have that as that. He died in 17, write this clearly, 97. That means he lived a total of 68 years. Oh, that's quite short. He lived a total of 68 years, from 29 to 79. In 1756, he published anonymously a vindication of natural society. He published a vindication of natural society. He published versions of some of his theses, among which are notable is also in 1744. 1774, I beg your pardon. American taxation. Okay, shall we continue? Among one of his notable work again is the conciliation with America and Fox East Indian Deal. All right, 74, 75, and 83. Conciliation with America. Okay, let me write the date. That's 1783. And the last one, okay, Constitution with America is in 1775, and 1783 is the Indian Bill. All right, but in full is written Fox East. Fox East Indian Bill. So we have India, not Indian, India Bill. So these are some of his notable works. 1756, A Vindication of Natural Society. 1774, American Taxation. 1775, Conciliation with America. And 1783, Fox East Indian Deal. Okay, so that's it about Burke. Now let's take some more interesting points about him. Let's consider Burke's view on natural right and contract. What is his view? We are talking about all right. All right, natural, let me write it in full. Natural rights and contracts. According to him, he has his own view. But we need to understand something about the natural right. Okay? The natural right here emerged in the 17th century, and it was mainly found of the writing of John Locke. Okay? 17th century. Alright? The writings of John Locke. all right, the writings of John, all right, the writings of John Locke. Now, it was basically built on the freedom of man and was against absolute authority. Freedom of man against absolute authority. Alright, absolute authority is just another way, alright, of it's just another way of explaining the dictatorship. Absolute authority is just another way of explaining authority. Alright? Authority. It said that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Alright? So natural right is against that. Natural right, which is more, alright, that was introduced, emerged in the 17th century, and it was more of John Locke's work, and it is of the opinion that man is supposed to be free. Okay? And this is against, natural right is against absolute power. Now let's continue. Okay. The natural right advocates that man is born free. The natural right advocates that man is born free. Even he himself does not have the right to take his own life. According to natural rights, he is born free. He doesn't have the right to take his own life. Not to talk of another man's life. But according to Burke, Burke is of some other opinion. Okay? Now, to him, he did not agree with natural theory. He did not agree with natural theory of right, nor social contracts. To him, they were all chaff and rags. Natural right and social contract theories were all rags and shafts. Okay? His own origin of states was more an organic one. Alright? According to him, the origin of states organic, alright, slash organism, rather than organization. Okay. According to Burke, he believes that man has no right. He believes that man has no natural right. Okay? Let me just put like this. To him, man has no natural. To him, Man has no natural rights. Humans had no natural rights to him. Now, Burke begins, all right, to Burke, human beings started having rights when they joined the state. To him, he believes it's the state that gives human rights. Human, according to him, he said humans started having rights the moment they become a member of a state. The only rights recognized was that granted by the states. By the states and protected by civil law. Protected by civil law. That is his own philosophy. Okay? He also saw natural rights as an abstract idea. To him, he saw natural rights as an abstract idea. It doesn't exist. That's what it means. It doesn't exist. And it's the major problem that the society has, according to Burke. Okay? And he says the society needs more than just an abstract idea to solve its problem. Abstract idea. So that's all on Burke's contribution to political thought. Now let's talk about Karl Heinrich. All right, Karl Heinrich is who we're going to talk about now, and it's actually the last on the list according to the material. There's an I in between it. Karl Heinrich Marx. He was born, all right, on May 5. (1818). At the age of 17, he enrolled in the Faculty of Law. Enrolled in the Faculty of Law in the University of Bern. Okay, Marx moved to journalist in 1842. Moved to journalism. He moved to journalism in 1842. Now, Marx in 1843, when he arrived Paris, in 1843, when he arrived Paris, all right, he made contact with organized group of German workers, all right, émigrés, all right, émigrés. He makes contact with this group, organized group of German workers, and with various French socialists. Karl was expelled, all right, he made contact also various French socialists. Okay, for this he was expelled in France, expelled in Paris. Okay, at the end of 1844 in Paris, at the end of 1844. Now, he did something amazing. Marx traced history of various modes of production, and it predicted the collapse of the present industrial capitalism, and it is replaced by communalism. The collapse of industrial capitalism. All right, the collapse of industrial capitalism, and it was replaced by communism. Replaced by communism. Now, when we say industrial capitalism, we are simply talking about an era whereby a lot of industries were owned by individuals. All right, and in this case, workers might not be happy with their salary range or the way they are being treated. But the point is that this is an era whereby majority of industry owned were by individuals, private sectors. And communalism is a situation whereby the community, all right, it's a kind of economic system, whereby the community has the control to the production and distribution of products, all right, produce, economic activity owned by the community. Okay, Now, in early 1884, he moved back to Paris when a revolution first broke out. 1884. 1848, moved back to Paris when a revolution, the first revolution, first broke out. Karl Marx's major work on political economy actually made slow progress. By 1857, he had produced a gigantic 18-page manuscript on capital. By 1857, produced a gigantic what we call 800-page manuscript. Manuscripts on capital. Karl Marx was well versed in political theory, and he completed a doctorate in classical Greek philosophy from the University of Berlin in 1841. He was influenced by George W.F. Idel. Influenced by George, okay, not George, spelled G-E-O-R, all right, O-R-G-W-F Hegel. Was influenced by George W.F. Hegel. His book, Das Kapital, Critique of Political Economy, gives an overview of Marxist ideology by studying what serious contradiction of capitalism. Basically, he was against capitalism. All right. He sees capitalism as the combination of two factors. All right, oppressor and the oppressed. Okay, so we have that as that. So, his own contribution to political thought was the Marxist ideology that encourages the taking over of means of production, this, all right, economic activity and political decision from the capitalists, all right, and that sums up everything, all right, on Karl Heinrich Marx. Okay. Now, in our next class, we'll be talking about the empirical political, all right, thinkers. The empirical political thinkers. Okay? I think with 2 more classes or 1, we should be done with the course. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, and I look forward to seeing all these tutorials. Please do also to submit your notes to the appropriate quarters. Good night.